In Sorcery, there's a really elusive item called Curio cards, and Curio cards are real collector's items. In this video, we're going to guide you through what Curio cards are, what Curio cards have been found so far, and why Curio cards are even more rare than serialized cards.
Curio cards are some of the most rare cards at all in Sorcery Contested Realm. They are cards that are not playable, but instead illustrate the different steps taken towards the game looking as it does right now in the alpha version. So for example, you have some of the side cards that are landscape format, and they are shown in the portrait format instead, and shown how they would have looked if they had kept on being in this previous version. So they are really cool, they are very different, and they are sometimes more easily to spot than others.
8 Curio cards in total has been found, and 2 of these has been duplications. So there has been 2 off, and then 4 absolutely unique Curio cards found so far.
And we're just briefly gonna show you right now what have been found. So the 2 first that were found were the 2 duplications of this 9-in-1 card. These are each 9 different cards illustrating different earlier versions of cards that made it into the Alpha edition on one single card. There were 2 of those.
Another Curio card was the Eric's Curiosa sketch card, and 2 of these has been found so far, and it's a pencil sketch showing the very early versions of the Eric Curiosa card.
Now we come to cards that there are only 1 of. So the first that was found was the River Styx. This is a beautiful version of what was eventually going to be Death's Door in the pledge pack, but also came into the card as the card River Styx. But here you see it in the portrait format and with a slightly different art because it had to be repainted for the new card that is in the alpha version.
Another card is Bloom of Frogs. This card has been absolutely revamped and has got new casting cost and new mechanics.
Then we have another card called Grim Tangle. Here we see a card that made it into the Alpha Edition with the same art, but with a lot of different mechanics. And down the bottom, you can see the Kickstarter logo, the year that the card was made, and the artist. And they really focused back onto just making it as simple and beautiful as possible, so anything except from the artist's attribution went away into the Kickstarter edition.
And the last card is the card recently found, and that is Murder of Crows. If you look at that card, you can see that a lot of things have changed when this card was actually planned out to the final product we know as Sorcery right now. In this card you can see there's a casting cost up in the top that is really reminiscent of an old early Magic card, and there's also some sort of tap ability or pay ability on the card itself. And all of these features, of course, has been disbanded in what is now Sorcery.
So we've shown you all the Curio cards that have been pulled from packs so far. Which one is your favorite? Let us know down in the comment section so we can learn which card you really are enjoying.
Right now, Canada has opened all of their products, and there's only been found 8 Curio cards. So these cards are really rare. They are so elusive and they're so hard to get, which also makes them real collector's items. And this is furtherly enhanced because these cards are showing the creation of Sorcery, which makes them really unique. The only little drawback is that so far we have not seen any of these cards in foil. And we know that foiling is of course something that collectors are really striving to get.
So what you could say is that if you compare them to some of the recent serialized cards, you can see that most of them will probably, we don't know for certain yet, but end up being a lot more rare than those serialized cards. So that does give a hint as to where maybe the value should go if indeed Sorcery Contested Realm does continue and prosper as a game, which we all hope that it does. It might be fair value to say that these should be estimated after the fact that they are more rare than the serialized cards.
We know that some of these cards have been 2-offs, but we don't know as of yet how many Curio cards that are actually going to exist, and if more of them are going to be 2-offs. And if there might be Curio cards which there's only 1 of, well, that makes you actually think of some other card, right? And that card is going right now for $2 million. Well, we're just saying that it's really hard to evaluate the true value of Curio cards, but what is really easy to evaluate is that these are absolutely great collector items.
We would really love to hear your take on it. What do you think we should value these cards as? And would you prefer to have a full unique, of which there are only under 300 copies of each of the cards? Or would you indeed prefer to have an artist proof or maybe a Curio card? Let us know down below so we can get a discussion going as to which cards everybody prefers. It would be really interesting to see.
So remember what Sophie said. there's only 297 of each unique foil card. You could also think of them as one of 297. So that in itself is actually sort of a civilization, even though it's not stamped right on the card. But that is how rare these unique foils are.
And thank God they're not stamped on the art, because it isn't really pretty. But if Curio cards are even more rare than what Jens just said, they are very, very scarce, very limited, and should be highly sought after collector pieces. But we also need to remain, connected to the ground and remember that it is a new game. It's only just rolling out the alpha edition. So it will be very exciting to see what the first Curio card sells for.
There is actually a Curio card right now for sale for $9,000. Do you think that is an outrageous price, or is that fairly priced?
We want to keep you updated each and every time there is a new Curio card. So we have videos here. We also do Instagram and a Twitter. So maybe check out those pages as well. You can find down below in the link description.
Remember, stay grounded. Remember that even though sorcery is reminiscent of early magic, there's no guarantee that sorcery is going to last the next 30 years. Of course, we're hoping so, but there is no guarantee. If you want to watch our video of the first opening we did of alpha packs, you can watch it right here.
Thank you so much for watching, and thank you to all our YouTube channel members. You really support us, make sure that we can make more videos like this one. And if you want to become a YouTube channel member to support us, it is at the lowest tier, below $3. So please consider it if you want to support the channel.